This is the Art Exchange, and I'm your host. I am Billy D. Dorothy was a waitress on the promenade. She worked the night shift. Dishwater blonde, tall and fine. She got a lot of tips. Well, earlier I was talking stuff in a violent room, fighting with a lover's past. I needed someone with a quicker wit than mine. Dorothy was fast. Well, I ordered, let me get a fruit cocktail. I ain't that hungry. Dorothy laughed. She said, it sound like a real man to me. You're kind of cute. Want to take a bath? Do you want a bath? Oh, I said, cool. But I'm leaving my pants on, 'cause I'm kind of going with someone. She said, sounds like a real man to me. Mind if I turn on the radio? Oh, her favorite song, she says, and it was Jody singing, help me, I think I've fallen. Ring, phone rings, and she says, whoever's calling can't be as cute as you. Right then and there, I knew I was through. Dorothy Parker was cool. Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Art Exchange. I am your host. I am Billy D, a.k.a. The Owl, a.k.a. the Covey and the Kid. We in the building. My man Jay is here. We in the Maker's Lab getting it popping. And today we do not have Dorothy Parker, but we got DorothyK in the building. So we give it up for her. Everybody join in. We give it up for DorothyK. She came all the way to be with us from the West Side. You know what I'm saying? And so we're real happy to have you here. But I had to hit you with some Prince.
Right.
Yeah, because I was thinking about your name. I love the name Dorothy. You do not find too many women that have the name anymore, especially women that look like yourself.
Right.
So tell us a little bit. Let's start with something about you. The name, who you are. Give us a synopsis. Take us from the top, because as I understand it, you are a performer of many facets. Singing, you are a writer, you are a producer, you are a dancer, you are an actor, you are all of these things. You are a bud tender.
Right.
You are a model. You are killing them from every direction. So we want to know about all of that. We want to know, where does it come from? How did you pop out on the world shining on these hoes? Tell us about it.
Thank you. Very nice. Well, Dorothy, that is my grandmother's name. It's my middle name.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just really like it. I always thought it was very pretty.
Right. Great choice, though. I think it's dope. It stands out. At least, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, yo, you don't see that too often. And the sound that you have, which is so amazing, that I want to talk about. So for me, since you want to be all modest, let me warm things up a little bit. I'll tell my story. Can I speak my truth?
Yeah.
Can I speak my truth? So there I am, waltzing into a random dispensary, at the mercy of the universe, as usual. Just doing my thing. I'm out there trying to make my way through the galaxy, as they say. And I stroll into the dispensary looking for something special, looking for something for me. And I found it that day. I don't know what strain it was, but I smoked it. It's gone today. So there you have it. But what I also found was this young lady. And I don't remember, because I know I had seen you I'd been there a couple of times before we actually talked about music. But once we talked about music, and then I stalked you like I do, I found out you lit. And I said, yo, I see the vision. Whenever I get a chance, however I can, I would like to just help you with it. Because when somebody has it and you can tell that they care about it, and you can tell that it's coming from a very genuine place, and it's that frequency and it resonates, we gotta help that. We gotta push that forward. We gotta do what we can, at least to make the attempt. So just watching you progress, and then hearing the music drop, and then you came with the video recently, Attention. And I think it's such a great one, because it's like, yeah, nigga, I'm trying to get your attention. Like, you know, I love, okay, we got to go into the record first, and maybe this will help us to contextualize all of this shit, because I'm really like blowing up the spot right now. But let's just go into the record. How about we do this? For starters, let's just play the video. So, because, you know what I'm saying? Let's play the video. Let's vibe out to the video. That will set the context for everything that we say next once we get a glimpse of this shit.
To get your attention, nigga, all night long. I've been working my body just the way that you like. Shout out to the DJ for playing my song.
Very nice, colorful visual.
What's a girl gotta do? What's a girl gotta do? Tryna get you.
I'm talking about you, not talking about the lights in the background.
Tryna take a trip, shopping sprees, and as you know all of it. You know I'm worth it, don't you? So I've been working all ways to keep your attention, nigga, all night long. I've been working my body just the way that you like. Shout out to the DJ for playing my song.
Shout out to the motherfucking DJ.
Can I get your attention, baby? Can I get your attention, baby? Let me keep your attention, baby.
Delicious. Yeah, I mean, if you appreciate music, like, that's gotta wash over nicely. If you have, depending on your palate, of course, but my palate says fucking fantastic.
Thank you.
So, let's get back to early DorothyK.
Mm-hmm.
You deciding you wanted to get into music. Tell us how that happened.
Well, music has always been a big part of my life. I started doing like musical theater really young.
Okay.
Was in the jazz choir in my school. I want to say like maybe like 3rd grade.
Gotcha.
Maybe even before then, but like probably about 3rd grade, for sure 4th grade. I was really heavy into musical theater. I was dancing as well. So I don't know, music has just been always there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to create, whether that was like music itself, or, the dance aspect of it.
Right. Which one did you fall in love with first? Like, yo, this run right here is going to be the one for me. Like, this is my shit. Like, this is who I am.
I would say dance. I was pretty heavy into that for a large part of my life so far. But now that I'm doing music, I love that shit.
Right. Okay.
I really like this.
When did you find that love for music? When did that catch for you?
I feel like probably within the last 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
I think when I really got in front of a computer and like actually started producing, that really opened up a door for me just to create differently.
Right.
And once I, got a taste of it, making a beat and then writing a song, recording it, I kind of was like, oh yeah.
Okay, so you started making beats first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you started more in your producer bag, formulating things. Were you producing for yourself? Were you producing just for fun? Or were you thinking, I'm going to shoot these beats to these niggas with bars? Let's see what's popping.
It was honestly just for fun.
Okay.
I really was more into like scoring. I really fell in love with musical scores. And, because I did dance growing up, is like a lot of ballet. So I listened to a lot of classical music. And so that's like really, the heart of it for me. So I really wanted to score and like make full music and
That's dope.
so that's kind of my influence of sound. Like when I do make beats, I kind of just, I picture, movies and stuff like that.
Got you.
'Cause that's kind of where I wanted it. And it still could go, but that's kind of what I imagined in my head.
So now you've been, so you've been producing now for about 5-6 years. Pretty much. Okay. And then you started writing not long after that. What, tell me about how you come to writing. What, did you just start freestyling first? Did you go immediately pen to pad and say, this how this shit gonna go? Where did you go first with it?
I think I just tried a bunch of different stuff. I tried it, pen to pad. I do like a lot of freestyling where I'll just like, come up with stuff, record myself doing that, and then go back to it and keep the good stuff.
Tell me, just to jump in here, tell me, because I'm very interested to know your influences musically. Because getting a chance to really peep the music, I see the pen game, and it's doing some very, very educated things. So I'm wondering about your schooling in this 5-6 years. And you know what I'm saying? Like, 5-6 years, this is lit. Tell me about it. Tell me what you were soaked in as a child musically. Where does it all come from?
As a kid, I listened to a lot of like 50s, 60s, 70s, like pop.
Okay.
My parents are white, so
Gotcha.
I grew up listening to a lot of that.
You're saying you're adopted?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Our second adopted guest here on the show. That's a beautiful thing. We had Professor O here a few weeks back. He revealed that he was actually adopted and had 2 loving parents who raised him. Yeah. Here you are today, the product of that. So you were telling us about this 50s, 60s pop music. Tell us more.
Yeah.
And the name Dorothy, too. That totally fits that vibe. Go ahead.
So a lot of that. And then, like I said, I danced a lot, so a lot of like more classical pop music. I started more dipping into like the hip hop era, like I would almost say like late. It wasn't until I started doing more hip hop dance, and that was more like high school, that I got more into that. But that was like the time of, like Missy and like Timbo and so music was, a little bit more like...
I hear those influences all throughout. Like the language... Okay, so when I'm talking about the educated things that you're doing is... obviously, you're making what would be termed urban music. What we have here is urban music set to the tone of a mid-tempo hip-hop style beat. And so you've got that going, and you've got these really soulful vocal stylings with really hip cadences, but your talk, the language, the vocab is up there. Is you're bringing some intelligence in how you say these sometimes ratchet things, which is what I love. I love to say ratchet shit in the most eloquent way. It's just nothing better.
You get it.
This is all what I'm hearing. So I'm hearing a mix of those influences. So give me the standouts. When I say give me 3 influences, boom, boom, boom.
Right now, I would have to say like The Dream.
Got you.
Brandy.
Yes.
And probably T-Pain, like currently.
T-Pain?
Yeah.
Pain is all of them. All the ones you said are dope. But now that you say Missy and Timbo, though, you mentioned them, I hear the Aaliyah kind of style, especially on the new record, Attention. Yeah. Definitely hearing some...
all that vibe back then, like Aaliyah and even like the stuff they did with Genuine and like just all that stuff. That whole vibe was such a vibe. Yeah,
yeah. I want to get into this next record. One of the records you have on your SoundCloud page right now is called Love Dealer.
Yes.
And so, do you mind if we take a listen to that? Because I want to talk about it. Let's listen to this record.
Listen to that in a minute.
Me and Money was riding over here getting blown away to that one. Like, yo, this is heavy. drama in the middle. That's scoring shit.
I'ma show you something different. I'ma bring you some new. Don't be scared. I know this is something you don't usually do. I'ma bring it on nice and slow. Tell me, can you feel it? This is what you've been waiting for. I got the real shit. It trickles down your spine, a little like electricity. Yeah. Opens up your mind, got you feeling free. Then you unwind, and it's easy. And some call this shit love, but to me, I think it's drugs. Cause all we do is abuse it when we use it. Got no regrets when we do it, when we do it. All we do is abuse it when we use it. Some people say love, but to me I think it's drugs. Yeah.
Hitting on every note.
I'll be your dealer, you call me up. I got that good shit, you'll fall in love. But don't fall in love. No,
warning right there.
you can't fall in love.
Don't fall in love. Don't come in this door. Don't do it. Don't do it to
I
yourself.
got that good shit, you'll fall in love. But don't fall in love.
I'm warning you. You're gonna fall in love, but don't
you can't fall in love. Cause all we do is abuse it when we use it. Got no regrets when we do it, when we do it. All we do is abuse it when we use it. Some people say love, but to me I think it's drugs.
Some people call that shit love. To me, it's just fucking drugs. Take a hit and shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, that's hard.
Shit. It's a cautionary tale. It's a warning. Gunshots. Pow, pow. Stand your ground, motherfucker.
Hold up.
Don't come in here if you ain't ready. Know what you dealing with.
Okay.
It's really all about how we view this shit. And it's so funny that I was having conversations recently about the ability to separate relationship, romance, and the ever-looming figurative idea of love. Mm-hmm. The ability to separate those things from sex. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the two can be on that same level. Mm-hmm. Other times,
love.
they can be two separate things. They really can be two separate things. But the problem is the people involved must both understand that.
Yeah.
And this is what this record is saying. It's like, if we're going to do this, know what this is. Mm-hmm. You are not allowed to make this something that it's not. Mm-hmm. That's not, you know what I'm saying? And so I love that. Now, I got to tell you about this video idea, right?
Okay.
Now, and I'll tell my man, like, this is like a dangerous one. This is why I don't know. In this climate, in today's era, I don't even know if it could be done. But yet and still, they do shit like this all the time. Mm-hmm. So it probably could. It just depends on who does it.
Right.
Like, certain guys could get away with this shit. Certain people can't. But anyway, so the video is you. This is how the video starts off. We're on a plantation. This is like some fucking what's my man's name from Pulp Fiction? Tarantino. Okay. There's like some Tarantino Django type. We moving in on the plantation, right? And we going up up the house. The camera's going in. It's going up the house into the top window. It's nighttime though, right? Only that window is lit. Inside the window is you. You're one of the house servants. You're wearing the old-fashioned dress, right? Skin glistening, the beautiful melanin just popping all off the screen, right? And here is the white slave master being seduced by you. And you're you're, you know what I'm saying, and you're coming on to him, and while in the background, yo nigga, who's one of the slaves, is setting plays. They running down on the overseer. This nigga sleep. He been sipping all night. They running down on him. Pow, pow. They take him out. They making moves. And meanwhile, you at the top keeping the top guy occupied. And you warning him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Some call this shit love, but to me, and it's like, know what this is. And it's kind of like a visual warning and a message and all of those things. And so I was like, man, wouldn't that be now? But see, that's the part you heard, right? But what if that's only the first verse, right? Of that whole part where she's basically acting as an agent, as an inside agent of distraction to distract him while plays get set. And, you know, for the betterment of an enslaved and captured people, right? She's like a freedom fighter, right? In that way. So what if after the slave master gets ultimately dealt with and the slaves are free, right? Mission accomplished, right? And she's standing there singing the hook. And visually, like some kind of like something happens to you where you like fade away, like you fade away. And then when you awaken, you're in like a white room, like a medical facility. And what you are is a futuristic agent who time travels to different eras to pull missions, right? So the second verse, you're now inside the White House and it's today. And you're there seducing Trump, right? Or something crazy like, right, to keep the theme going, right? Right? And you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, so you know what I'm saying, T.I. or somebody is setting plays. You know, I don't know. It could go so many places from there. You know what I'm saying? Shit would be wild. But that's the type of, like, when you say you see shit when you are composing. I'm the same way. So I'm following this. I'm listening to this music and seeing this whole movie play out in my head.
That's okay.
That's lit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I told you, I was like, I got to tell this to her.
I love that.
Yeah, man. You know, one of the things also that I learned about you is that you are a dancer and you have some choreography vids on your Instagram page, as well as some awesome photos. So we want to just dive in, take a look into some of this and explore your world. Let the people know where they can find you and, you know what I'm saying, to fuck with your shit. Now, first off, we've been listening to, we watched a video, which is on your YouTube page.
It is.
Can you tell them where to find that?
Miss DorothyK.
Miss, that's MS?
Yes.
MS DorothyK on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
And then we popped over to SoundCloud and listened to Love Dealer, which is a dope ass record. How they find that? Where they find you on SoundCloud?
Same thing, SoundCloud.com/Miss DorothyK.
Miss DorothyK. Everywhere it's the same?
Everywhere.
Okay, because I don't know. It
on Twitter, it might be different. But I think if you search Miss DorothyK, so Twitter might be different, but.
And, you know, and so now we're going to dive into her Instagram page, which is, of course, the same thing, right? Isn't one of them Miss DorothyK Music?
I don't think so. Maybe YouTube, if anything.
Okay.
I don't think.
But you can start your search for this wonderful artist here on her Instagram page, Miss DorothyK on IG. And you'll see the information on the video dropping. Any new music that's coming, it'll be here. All of her dope shots where she's modeling and serving up looks. You know what I'm saying? Is this one of the... Here we go.
Oh my gosh, this is so old though.
How old is this right here?
I don't know. I think it says in there like 2011. I don't know. It's old. It's old.
Oh no, I want to see one with just her though. There's some other ones.
Yeah, you can scroll down. There's some like newer old stuff. That one right there.
Okay.
I was on acid, yeah.
Oh, perfect. We got money in the house and he is flying high.
Yeah, this is a vibe. I was tripping balls. It was great.
Oh yeah.
I definitely have better stuff.
Oh yeah, you was feeling. Where were you at?
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, of course.
Had to. You know what I mean? Like, how could you not? Yeah. vibing to Janae Aiko. Her
Yeah,
trip
of
album
course.
literally came out as we were driving to Joshua Tree for our trip. I was like, this is amazing.
Right. Yeah, I feel that vibe off of your stuff. I feel a little essence of that. Essence
Fellow
of what
Pisces
SZA does. Essence of, little glimpses of artists like her. And all that's, there's definitely a thread of commonality. But there's just other flavors to what you do that make it really, really unique. And
Thank you.
kind of a throwback yet kind of futuristic as well. You know what I'm saying? And I want to definitely get into how I met you in the dispensary.
Yeah.
How did you get into working in dispensaries? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Dispensary life. It's fun. I started working there. I started working in dispensary, I think like in 2012. And I just thought it would be a cool job. Like, I knew I needed a job living in LA, and I was going to weed shops. I was like, why not work? Just how everyone thinks. It's a hard process. I applied for this shop, and it took them like months to hit me up.
Wow.
But it just so happened to be a shop that was already established, but they were moving to a bigger location that had like a hash bar, and so they were hiring a lot of people. And I got the job. And it's actually weird. Like, it's a weird kind of, because I always get hired at like new shops. Like around my birthday at the time. I remember it was my birthday. Like, I got the call and they're like, oh, you want to come work? And just thought it was really cool. And that shop was dope. Like I said, we had a hash bar, so people were coming and smoking every day. And we had like 2 locations, one that was a little bit more low key. It was like a low key vibe.
So you've been doing this since 2012.
Yeah.
That almost as long as you've been doing music, right?
Yeah, well, longer. Because I seriously started doing music, like Love Dealer. That was like one of the first songs that I put out. I produced also, and I was also on acid when I made that beat.
Okay.
So, but
that was heavy though.
and that was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. So the music game, it's been like maybe like 3 to 4 years, seriously. But yeah, working as a bud tender in weed shops, that's been like, since 2012 at least.
Tell me about the culture of the weed shop, cause like I'm new to this life, right? So
yeah, it's different now. That's for sure.
It's different now.
It's very different now. Back in the day, it was really a compassionate industry, and that's why a lot of the good people, worked in the industry, because you literally got to see people get happy and get better, and like. Because even when you're working like at a bar, people are there to have a good time, but like someone's going to get too fucked up. Someone's going to get in a fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the weed, like, environment, like people aren't really about
that's not
issues.
the
Like,
vibe.
everyone's just trying to like chill and smoke and get better and have a good time and laugh. So it was very positive. And back in the day, we were more compassionate, so we could give out free weed and like have people try stuff, and like it was super cool. Now it's just very, corporate and strict, which it has to be because it is, a business now.
Right.
But it's just really different. We miss that, vibe out, just chill, smoke a joint, like, try this edible kind of,
Yeah, that's funny. One things that like caught me off guard was the first couple of times going into a spot and doing like I do anytime I enter any establishment. First thing I do is, once I realize that I'm going to have to stand in the line, I start figuring out ways to pass the time. I can't stand there and wait. This shit ain't happening. Call it ADD, call it what you want.
Whatever.
I ain't waiting. So what I do, I pull out my phone. Sir. Not really, not that heavy, but when you're in the dispensary and you've never been there before, somebody could tap you on the shoulder and it feels like a guard dog biting you on the ankle. Like, shit, I don't want to be spotted. I don't want to be highlighted. I don't want to be pointed out. Sir, can you put your phone away, sir? Sir. I was like, damn, man, I'm just trying to Tell somebody, look, I'm up in the motherfucking building. Tell me about that. What is that? Are you trying to protect people who are hiding out there, sneaking and freaking? It's like, the rules, like when you go into like a dirty magazine shop, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to get pictures in there. Nigga, I don't want nobody to see me in here.
That, and have you been to any of the legal shops nowadays, like since legalization?
I don't know where I've been. I don't know the
ones that
difference.
charge tax and like.
Oh no, I don't think I have.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, because it used to be pretty illegal to like have a weed shop.
Pretty illegal.
It used to be. There was a couple that were like licensed and able to, like the Prop 64 ones, but other than that, like all the other shops were like, at any moment could get like raided by whatever. So, and people just wanted to avoid like snitches or with their phone like recording, because you never know who's coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could be like undercover, just like.
Yeah.
So they just kind of no phones.
Yeah.
And also, there are people in there that probably don't want anyone to know that they're in there, and
that's real.
Especially now with legalization,
it's like,
you see
nigga, I'm in here with my work shirt on, man.
Okay,
turn that camera
you know
off.
what I mean? Like exactly. So we're just trying to protect people, and you don't need your phone.
Right.
You'll be all right.
Right. I feel you. Now, tell me also about how you guys are able to be so friendly day after day, because I really feel like the friendly level is it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever gone into like a Subway or some store where they greet you at the door. It is the most off-putting thing. Like you walk in the door, hello, oh shit, listen, I'm low key, I'm just trying to come in and get what I'm looking for. So but it's different. It's more like at least every time I go, it's more like a jazzy vibe. Like I'm sure I'm not the only one that goes through this shit, but I'm standing there like my first couple times. I'm standing there like, wait a minute, are we flirting here? What are we doing? Am I falling in love because I'm feeling a connection? Tell me about that. Tell me about the friendliness level, and tell me about the dudes who misread that and try to take it somewhere else. Try to get something else that ain't on the menu.
I'm so glad we're talking about this, because this is like. And this is something I didn't know before I worked at a weed shop. I was like, ooh, I want to work at a weed shop. Like the coolest job ever. And it is awesome, and I'm blessed. But it is customer service. And it's a very I don't want to say like large, but it's just a very like broad genre of people that you.
Right.
Because I've even worked at the mall, and like there's a certain kind of person that goes to the mall. Like I'm not really a mall shopper. That's not, you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I went shopping at the mall. Right. So, but when it comes
I go to the
weed,
mall to eat, like go to the food court. You know
what I mean? Like there's definitely like a kind of, and even in a mall, I worked at Victoria's Secret, very limited. Not everyone was coming in there.
Right.
Like just people that, and typically they knew what they wanted, whatever. But in the weed world, it's very different. Like you have so many different kinds of people that you have to like interact with, and you have to, get to buy things, because this is sales. Like we're trying to sell stuff. Like, yes, it does kind of sell itself, but managers want you to upsell, and you want you to.
Gotcha.
So you just have to be overly nice, and you just have to, because there's just so many. Like you just never know. You just never know. So just be nice. Like, and that's kind of the safest, route to go. And yeah,
but how often is it? Let me get a half a gram of the not a half a gram. Let me get a few grams of this, or let me get a few of that, and let me get your phone number, girl.
Man, that happens.
Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm up in here trying to get lit. It's popping.
I wouldn't say it happens a lot, but it happens enough. Like it happens enough. But you kind of just, I can't.
Yeah.
Give out my number at work.
Got you.
All right. Have a good day.
I'm like, oh, you got an attitude then. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Fuck you then. Well, then fuck you then.
Security.
That's what they say. Dudes don't say that anymore, like out loud anymore. That was like a 90s thing. Fuck you then, bitch. That's like a 90s thing. Today, it's all in the head. It's like, well, fine then. And their head's like, fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? She lied to me. Nah, she's been nice to you, dog. You misread the signals.
We're nice. We gotta be nice. That's
what
why.
What about girls that in there with their man, you being super friendly, and they like, why you all friendly? We just here to get some herb.
One thing that I've learned is in all situations where it's a girl and a guy, like address the girl.
I
Oh, you have
Yes.
a guy here with you? I don't even. Just address the girl. You
Talk
always
to her,
just got
yes.
you. Talk to her
He
first.
handing you the money, you looking at her. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Honestly. I mean, I'll, but always, because you just, you don't know.
Yeah.
Be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's keep me safe.
Right.
All these years.
And it's a lot of women that are behind those counters. Do y'all ever have like I don't know why I'm linking these two. I'm making a mental connection between the strip club and the dispensary, but y'all ever have like the locker room brawls, like they have like bitches, like don't like each other, so they want to fight, you know what I'm saying? Weed flying everywhere in the back, nugs and pre-rolled joints flying everywhere.
No, and it's funny you compare the two because I did work at a strip club. So but no, I mean, I did work at a shop that was all girls, and it was definitely difficult. It was probably the worst experience of working at a shop. And mainly because they were young. The weed world, it's very interesting when it comes to like management and like how people get jobs. Like I remember a previous shop I was at, I was like listening to my manager give an interview to a girl, and she was like, oh, hey, like, what is your favorite strain? And she's like, oh, I like indicas. And then she's like, okay, well, what's your favorite strain? And she was like, oh, Jack Herrera. And my manager's like, oh, well, that's a sativa. Like
that's what Money got in his pen right now.
Yeah, right. And she's like, oh, well, that's like a sativa. That's not an indica. And she was like, oh, you're right. Yeah, like I like sativas. And then my like manager still hired her because she was cute. You know what I mean? Like,
what's your favorite strain? Well, yeah, basically I like cannabis because like, he could rap, he got bars. So, cannabis is my favorite strain.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. And then friends hire. It's just a lot. So when it's like
a lot of nepotism in the game.
It is. It is. But, I'm fortunate now to work at a shop that's like really professional, and there's not as much of that. Like it's a relief. But yeah, it could get tough, especially with all girls.
Right.
But no real like fighting. It's more like, girl shit, like talking behind backs.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
But it's work. You really have to separate like work and, these are not your friends, which you can be friends with them, but like these aren't your homies. You didn't grow up with them.
Right. Well, okay, we're going to close out. But before we go, and thank you so much for coming and chilling with us. We have so much more to talk about, but there's so much more that we want to see from you. Definitely want to see you keep the music coming, keep all of the things that you're doing going, and continue to expand what you do as well. But you did mention being on LSD earlier, and we have on this podcast, we from time to time we'll do trip stories. So do you have a really great trip story for us?
Man,
so it don't have to be super long, just something. I got to get a trip story out of you.
I mean, I think when we went to Joshua Tree, that was probably one of the best trips, just to be able to like be in nature. Usually,
okay, so wait, you gotta give me just a little bit more detail. I know I'm laboring this thing, but anyway, so you get there and then take it, or you take it on the way? Like, how does it?
No. Get there. We get there the first night we chill. It was my friend's birthday, so we get there the first night we chill. The next day we take it. I think we take like 3 tabs. I guess.
You took 3 tabs?
I think I took 2 that time, but I have taken like we yeah. It's been a very trippy, like I would say 3 years, past 3 years, I really dove into LSD. But it was great. We were able to get on the roof of the house that we were renting, and we could just see the sunset, and it was just like the most beautiful thing. Like I was like, I can't believe my eyes are seeing this right now. Like this is amazing. It was beautiful.
At what point do you say, yo, turn the camera on, I'm going outside and dancing?
That was on like the come up. I feel like, because a lot of my friends, like that's kind of like the hardest part for them. But for me, if I'm like listening to music through it or like dancing, like that's just the best way to like
to get to
the peak like easily. Got you. I was just like doing what I was doing. I was like, I'm tripping balls. Let me just like release some energy, move some energy,
Yeah.
And record it because I, want to remember it.
Right. Now, because we had Nina Rose on, and she was telling us her trip story, and she was talking about, I think it was Leon Bridges was playing, and in that moment she heard it. She said it was like the sound was hitting her, and she just understood music in its entirety. Right? Did you have any?
That. So I discovered Daniel Caesar on acid.
Oh wow!
And it was his song, his acapella song that he has.
Got you.
And I was just listening to it in these headphones, and I was just like, like, music is crazy. Like, and this guy is doing some crazy things. And like, I had to play it for my homies, like in the sound system. I was like, you guys have to listen to this. Like, listen to this.
Yes.
And we listened to it over and over again. And yeah, so I believe that. Like, doing LSD has definitely changed and expand my music brain and like the notes that I hear and like the chords that I want to create and like the rhythms even that I want to like hit and it really, really has. And I could like kind of tell the difference, like the beats that I made before I started doing acid and after. So
got you.
It's pretty chill.
Wow. All right. Well, damn.
Expand that. Open that third eye.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Shit. I mean, I'm not planning on doing it ever again.
Really?
I did it, as a teenager, and I'm just like, I'm a man of a certain age, so I'm like, man,
What about microdosing?
What's that?
Like where you take like a little bit. You'll take like a 1/10 of a hit.
Yeah,
maybe
a small dose just to weigh it out there. I might be interested. I might be interested.
You should do it. Just kind of like
microdosing, huh? Word of the day.
Look it up.
Okay.
You could do it with shrooms too, but acid's just easier.
Shrooms too, huh? You have microdosing?
Yeah.
What's that like? I mean,
it kind of just like
just a little something. Is it? See, my thing about microdosing. Say what?
It doesn't send you all the way. It doesn't. Okay,
see, that's my thing. Like, my problem with that is the way I am is if I discover that something is good, like by just testing it, now I'll be like, oh, I gotta have it all now. Where's it at? You know
What's
what I'm
your
saying?
sign?
Now, huh?
What's your sign?
I'm a Sag.
Okay.
Yeah. So we going straight forward.
Right. I'm a Pisces, very.
But I'm cautious, so I'll roll out there. But see, if I do microdose, I'll be like, damn, this is so good. I should have did it all. Then I'll be mad at myself.
No, but it's not even like that. It's not even like that.
Okay.
And
because I remember when I did it, I took it and I only took half of like a tab, right? I broke it because I was scared of shit. I broke it in half, chewed it in my gum. Nothing happened. Later on in the day, I take the other half. I'm chewing it. Nothing happened until I finally got somewhere and was able to get some weed. And then boom, like I was telling the story on here not too long ago. Yeah. And so I'm that way. Like if I don't see nothing going on where I'm like, this is light work, like, you know what I'm saying, then I'll mess around and take too much. That's why I'm scared about edibles. That's why I don't fuck with edibles. Because I'll be like,
yeah.
It tastes good, number one. Number two, it ain't do shit to you. So I'm like, And then later on, it's like, boom, you're like, oh shit, I'm stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it got me.
Are killer.
Huh?
Edibles are killer for
sure. For real.
But microdosing's chill. Just look it up. Do some research and, see if it's for you.
Absolutely. Always do research before you do anything. That's what advice from money.
Google
so kids, the lesson today is microdosing for the kids today. No.
Yeah, I mean, no, I never.
The real lesson today is fuck with Miss DorothyK.
Fuck with me.
You know what I'm saying? She's really doing some great things musically. She's really finding her groove right now. So rock with her. Don't be one of them bandwagon motherfuckers that come on late. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Miss DorothyK, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Attention. And all they know, yeah, you like any other records? Well, attention. Don't be a bandwagon. Dive in. She's got some stuff. She's coming with more. What you got coming? Tell us what's next before we go.
Honestly, I'm just kind of working on putting out a couple more singles, maybe a couple more videos. Shout out to Emotep, the guy that did my video.
That's
he's
right.
a close friend of mine.
He's dope.
Yeah, he's super, super dope.
Yes.
Hit him up.
Shout out to Emotep.
He will shoot your shit. He has good rates.
Dope video, beautiful colors. He captured you very nicely.
Right. He's a trip friend. So
so follow her on her SoundCloud page. Subscribe to her YouTube page. Rock with her on IG. This is Miss DorothyK. She's been exchanging with me. I am BillyDee. This is the Art Exchange. We in the Maker's Lab. Jay, take us the fuck out of here.
Yay.
Yeah. Jay.